Well, gang, here is another crazy story. These sad stories just never stop. I was married to my wife for 23 years before I found out she was cheating with 5 men. All of them were married. Damn, that's foul. This woman was good too. She didn't leave a trace for anything. People will say I missed some red flags. I don't think I did. Believe me, I looked for them and didn't see any. Her phone was always accessible. She never had a password on it. She also had a tablet that I had access to. My wife and I have 2 kids. They both live on their own. My wife works for the city of Sarasota, and I travel to Northport about 4 days a week for my job. It all started one day when I got home from work. My wife was already home, and she said she wanted to go to Siesta Key Beach to watch the sunset. She told me she was going with a couple of her friends. It was a Monday, so I said, okay. I was planning on watching Monday Night Football between the Jets and the Bills. But here is where things took a turn. I didn't have any beer in the fridge, so I decided to go to the store and get some. Guess who I ran into? 2 of her friends. My wife said she was going to the beach with, and they didn't look like they were dressed for the beach. I asked them, I thought you guys were going to the beach tonight. They looked at each other, confusion clear on their faces. Beach? No, we were going to a baby shower. I asked them again, are you sure? They said, yes, we are going to a baby shower. I took off after that, paid for my beer and left. When I got home, I put the beer in the fridge. My mind was somewhere else. I tried calling her, no answer. I sent a text, hey, how's the sunset? Minutes ticked by like hours. Finally, my phone buzzed. Beautiful, wish you were here. My gut told me she was lying to me. The sunset was at 7:35 p.m. Now, I wanted to see how long it would take her to get home. It usually takes us about 30 minutes to get home from the sunset at Siesta Key Beach. 8:45 p.m. rolled around and she hadn't come home yet. I was fucking boiling inside, but I wouldn't get anywhere by being angry. Let me tell you, Siesta Key is a beautiful beach. Every time I have gone, it was always packed. My wife came home at 9:33 p.m. She told me her and her friends went to a bar after the sunset. Now, I realized she was lying to me because she named 2 of her friends that I saw at the store who were preparing for a baby shower. I was watching the game, so I didn't really interact with her much, and she sensed it and asked me, was I okay? I said, yeah, just watching the game. Well, my wife went upstairs and didn't come back downstairs. After watching the game, I just crashed in the guest bedroom. A little after 2 in the morning, my wife comes into the guest bedroom and asks me what's wrong. I flat out asked her, where was she last night? She immediately got defensive and I said, never mind. I told her to get out of the room so I could get some sleep. On my way to work that morning, I got what seemed like a collection call from the power company saying my power may be interrupted because my power bill had been paid. I distinctly remember transferring money to my wife to pay the electric bill. I didn't have time to go back and forth with her, so I went to the nearest AmScot to pay the electric bill. My wife and I usually send each other text messages throughout the day, but that day that didn't happen. When I got home from work, I had a shocking note on the kitchen counter. My wife said she wasn't sure about the relationship anymore and went to stay with her sister for a while. This was completely out of the blue. I took a deep breath and tried to think of what to do next. I didn't call anyone or try to call her. I didn't want anyone to know about the state of our marriage. I know most husbands would call their wife to find out what is going on with her if they were in this situation. Now, since she was gone, I didn't have access to her phone, tablet, or any electronics she used around me. The next thing I did was pull up our phone records. I only found communication between her friends, her sister, and her parents. I then checked our credit card account online, looked at the charges, nothing stuck out. But I did see something suspicious. There was a payment to Boost Mobile. Uh-oh. We don't have Boost Mobile, we have Verizon. But where in the hell was this Boost Mobile phone? I didn't even bother looking for the phone because I knew I wouldn't find it. The next 2 days, I researched on what I could do to find out what my wife was up to. The fact that she left suddenly and the payment to Boost Mobile meant I needed to find out what was going on. I called a private investigator to get the ball rolling. If she was cheating on me, I was going to put her on blast. I gave the investigator everything: her friends' names, where they live, where she worked, where her friends worked, and where her sister lives. The investigator told me to keep my mouth shut, don't say anything to anyone, and continue as normal as everything is fine. Well, the investigator gave me some shocking footage of my wife cheating on me with 5 different men, and all of them had wives. Damn. My wife had 3 men go to her sister's place while her sister worked overnight. The other 2 men she would meet at hotels. The footage the private investigator gathered was horrific. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. The investigator also told me that on 2 occasions, 2 of the guys went to her friend's place to hook up with my wife. Started planning. I opened up 1 brand new bank account. I canceled the Netflix account that my credit card was attached to that she had access. She used Netflix exclusively on her tablet. Once the investigator gave me all this information, my next step was to call a divorce lawyer. But Florida is a no-fault state, so everything damn near is split 50-50. The great thing is we don't have any debt together. I paid off all the credit cards, and I would not let her take out any other credit cards in my name. Yep, even if you have taken out loans together, that is split between you as well. We have this house and 2 cars. One is hers and one is mine. My goal was not to pay her a fucking penny in alimony. She had a good career, made good money, and got quite a bit of money from her father's passing. I filed for divorce based on irreconcilable differences. My lawyer also told me the length of my marriage may be an issue for alimony, but he told me we will wait and see. Florida has this crazy law called durational alimony, meaning she could get alimony in my case. Since we were married for 23 years, she could get alimony for 17 years. Damn. 75% of the time we were married, my first thought was, fuck that. Now, you women see why men are not putting a ring on your finger. So I was hoping when finances were disclosed, she would not get alimony. About 2 months later, my wife was served with divorce papers at her sister's place where she was staying. From the time my soon-to-be ex-wife left that note on the kitchen counter, I went no contact right away. And you guessed it, she blew up my phone and I blocked her. I didn't have a damn thing to say to her. Yeah, what could she say? She's done. Fast forward 2 more months, and at the divorce hearing, my wife's attorney tried to get alimony. The judge denied the claim for alimony for 2 reasons. She made almost $85,000 last year, and she received another $200,000 from her father's passing at the beginning of this year, 2024, and just got another pay raise from her employer. I didn't qualify for alimony. I made more than she did, and I didn't really push for it. But we do have a house that I put on the market as soon as I got the information back from the private investigator, and we must split the equity when it's sold. Now, for the 5 married men, the private investigator had the information for all of these men. I had the private investigator compile 5 separate flash drives that I paid for. I sent all the information to their wives. I thought these betrayed spouses needed to know what their husbands were up to, but I am not done receiving shocking news. One of my wife's old friends who went to the prom with us way back when hit me up on Facebook and wanted to catch up. While we were talking, she kind of hesitated and told me a secret that happened when we were in high school. She begins to tell me that my ex-wife had cheated on me the whole time we were dating in high school and even had a secret abortion. Damn. I was in absolute shock. I never had any idea she was cheating on me the whole time we were in school. And yes, before you guys ask me, the 2 kids we have are both mine. About a month passed, and I received a phone call from one of my kids, and he is going on and on how I could hurt mom and mistreat her. Well, before he could finish verbally crucifying me, I sent him 3 video clips from the private investigator and told him that's why I filed for divorce. After getting those clips, he apologized and told me his mother is going around telling people I messed up by cheating on her. Well, it took me 2 days to reverse everyone's perception of me, thanks to the video footage from the private investigator. never heard back from the wives of the 5 men my wife was caught cheating with.